Right, hello, welcome to the FlashDrive SSD fan-made Deathrun, made by yours truly. Right, hello, back to the channel. My name's Loxyy, and this is my fan-made FlashDrive SSD Fortnite Deathrun. This is something I've been wanting to make literally for years. The first ever version of this map I made was all the way back in 2020 for the original flash drive. I never had a creator code, so I was never able to publish it. Then, when 2022 came around and flash drive SSD was first announced, I made a flash drive SSD Deathrun. Once again, never published, but it was just in the back. And since flash drive SSD is just around the corner, well, by the time this comes out, it would have been out yesterday on digital stores today. I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to remake this Deathrun and see how it went. So I'm going to be showing you all the levels, and if you go to the end, I'm going to be showing you some secrets to unlock Rainbow SSD. So let's get right into it. So you're going to start off here. It's going to say welcome to the FlashDrive SSD Deathrun. This was made by myself, Loxyy, and obviously FlashDrive was created by DAGames, DAOnline. So I'm going to bring you to the tutorial. You just click the first button there. So you can do all of this on your own time, but I'm going to show you the tutorial right to the left. So these triangle icons, mind you, this was made in Creative 1.0, so I have no access to modeling or to any assets. I wouldn't be able to make them anyway if I could. So I had to work with what I got. So that's why a lot of this map does look a bit janky, but that's just because I'm working with what I got. So you're going to have to run up to these triangle icons, and these will enter you into the respected level. Each of them are colored for each of the songs, so you'll know which one it is. You will have a legendary remote or signal remote D in your inventory. If you click the shoot button, which on PC is left click, you'll be teleported back to spawn. And if you click the aim button, which on PC is the right mouse button, it will bring you to this tutorial area. And as I said at the start of this video, you'll be able to find secrets. These little, look, I don't know what they are. Again, I'm working with what I got. You will have to find 7 of these to unlock the secret rainbow level. So if you just click the shoot button, we'll be brought back to the spawn area. And as you can see, we have all the levels. We have black, we have purple, we have red, we have yellow, we have green, we have blue, we have white. These are all going to be available today. And coming in the future, we will have bronze, silver, and gold. These will be coming in a future update because obviously bronze, silver are not out yet. And thank you, Fortnite. I don't know what they are. I'm saving gold just so it can all be nice and, like, you know, uniform. I had the 3 levels come out together. It's just going to be nicer, okay? So as you'll see over here, right beside black, there is a random level picker. If you're unsure of what order to play these levels in, or maybe you just want to spice things up a little bit, all you got to do is step on this, and you'll get a random number, which will correspond to a random level. So, for me, I got number 3. That would correlate to red. So that's just sort of, if you maybe feel a bit adventurous, if you don't want to go in the order, there's that. One thing I do want to add, for some reason, I don't think it happens on any of the others. For some reason, the icon for black, I think it's just the coloring. It glitches out. As you can see, it just, the color kind of disappears. I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. So I just ignore it. There's a few things I will go over which are a bit buggy, so just ignore them. But speaking of black, let's get in to the first level. Will you enter the doors of destruction or walk the path of silence? This is something that I wanted to do since, as you know, black is about anxiety and depression, and how there are 2 ways to handle it. You can either suffer in silence, or it can make you self-destruct. And that's what I wanted to kind of show with this level. The choice you can make. As you can see in there is the end of the level. But I tried to make this a cool little dark hallway. So I'm going to show you the doors of destruction. And I'm going to show you the other part of this level, because there are actually 2 separate ways you can go. Both of them will lead you to the very end, which is right in here. As you walk much slower, and it's much more dark and eerie. There was originally a floor, but just the device I used, it just got rid of the floor for some reason, so just ignore it. And here we are in the first part of black. So I see, I tried going for just a bunch of destroyed objects. I still wanted to keep the theme of just being in a house. So I'm going to struggle here, but I'm going to show you how to complete it. It's pretty simple. There are a few difficult jumps, which might take you a few tries. It might not. You can sprint in this, which the sprint will come in very, very helpful in future levels. as you like, you gotta be very careful because you can over jump it. Be very careful with how you execute this. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be very careful with those jumps because you can overshoot it, which will work in some other levels. Some levels like this, you got to be really careful. And I added this in a little kind of upwards area, and we got it. This is a very difficult jump, which you can make there onto the TV, onto this wall, onto the stairs, and then you can jump right on to the bed, which brings you to the start. As you can see right in there, that's the start of the level. And here is what you're going to need to collect. The single triangle shapes are what I'm calling rainbow shards. Just, I'm adding a bit of my own lore. Don't judge. That's the whole point of FlashDrive SSD. So all you gotta do is just interact with it, and it will bring you back to the start. And that is your level complete. I'm hoping in the future kind of add a little checkbox up above. I just haven't been able to get that done, and because I kind of forgot to do it. But hopefully when I do release the other 3 levels, I will add something like that so you know, just without having to remember which levels you complete. And now I'm going to show you the path of silence. So you can sprint a little, it doesn't really take you very far, but if you just keep on walking, ignore me, I have a very itchy nose today. If you just walk to the very end of this corridor, it will take you to this level. So I want this to be still black. It's not really destruction, but it still is black. So as you see, everything's much more clean. This is a more shorter version with less difficult jumps, but you know, we can still go along. I might, what do you guys think if you tell me, I'd love some feedback for this map. I might extend this a bit more. Basically, both versions of black were very, very short. So if you were keeping up with the Discord, you would know for the longest time black was still always in the working on section in the Trello page. Only when white was complete that I went back and just extended it. As I just felt black was way too short compared to all the other levels, and I wanted to just kind of make it a bit better. So let's continue on through this level. As he's much more shorter, but I guess it's kind of destruction would kind of be classed as more difficult because obviously you're just self-destructing, and obviously that's not easy. So I guess it kind of works for what you all think. This jump is a bit difficult. You gotta time it just right, and then you jump on here and then all the way up to here onto the bed, and here we go, we're back at the start, the same area, and now that's black 100% complete. But we will be going back to all of these levels once we are done, because there are some secrets which I'm going to show you. Now let's move on to purple SSD. Here we go. This one I'm actually really happy with. This isn't my favorite, but I like it. As you can see, it's a really nice, beautiful, like lavender purple forest. Obviously, not too much trees, but I worked with what I got. This was really taken from the video DAGames posted all the way back in 2020 called Let's Talk FlashDrive, because obviously the SSD versions of all the songs aren't out yet. Well, they are now when you're watching this, but when I was making these maps, they weren't. So I kind of had to go back to the just 2020 FlashDrive version of the songs to kind of get ideas of what to make. Let's just get right into it. So you'll see these arrows, and they will tell you what to do, because some of these logs, you can only get past them a certain way. So for this type of log, you must go over it. For this type of log, you must go through the gap, because if you try going through, it doesn't let you. You cannot pass at all. So you must go through the broken off area right here. And then with this kind of log, you can tell because the first log does not have anything attached to it. Second log, obviously you can tell by the middle. And for the logs that you must go under, there will be 2 stumps on each side. So you can tell which one, so you can tell how to get past it. So as if we try to go over, it does not let us. We must go under. So you can either swim under it, or you can jump and it will shoot you under it as long as you're holding W, which I really do like that. Now, this level is very unique because you cannot die during this level. As here, we just go past these rocks. I can touch these rocks. I can even probably, hopefully not, climb on these rocks. It wouldn't do anything to me. That's because this level is supposed to be peaceful, and you're not supposed to see that.
Oh my goodness, this is filth! We're in America!
See, with this one, we just jump straight over it. Now, for this, it's a bit tricky on first glance. As you can see, you cannot go past. There is a barrier. You must climb up these tree stumps. As you can see, the arrows tell you where to go. You can climb up them and must be very careful to not fall. Once you jump up, you will see this here. And what you must do is you must sprint and jump to get past the barrier. And hey, that's all you need to do to get past that. Now for this, obviously we must go through here, go to the little gap. And with these, once again, I can touch these and they will not do anything to me. We just swim right past them, move the camera a bit. And for this, we must go under, and there it is. That is purple complete. Now, all we have to do, collect the rainbow shard, and we are back in the main lobby. Now let's move on to probably, I want to say, the most difficult level for one single part. This is red. So here we are. Now, I don't know if that's just a me computer. I do have lights going all the way along, as you can see, to give this really cool looking red brick. But it just doesn't show. There are a lot of glitches with creative. So for this, we have a cool little castle here. Now, let's move on to the pillars. This part, nice and easy. Jump through these little lava rocks. I just thought kind of a lava kind of castle could fit the red rage of it. I just thought it would be really cool. We jump up onto this rock, jump up here, and now for this, listen very carefully. For this, you cannot stand still, because if you do, well, the floor will break underneath you. And after 5 seconds, it will come back. But what we gotta do is if we jump across here, you must run through this area to prevent yourself from getting caught. Now, it's quite easy. You don't even need to sprint on this. I didn't want to be too difficult, but it is still quite a challenge where you must time it very, very carefully. Now, you must jump to here before you are safe, as all of those floors will break, even this one right here. Now, this part is the most tricky part of probably this entire death run. This might take you a few tries. You can see there are these death bars, which if you touch them, you will be eliminated, and you must go through this very small wire in order to break through. Now, I have a bit of a tip you can do. Memorize where the death barriers start and stop, and wait for them to go by, and then you could just sprint jump like so to get past it. Now, you must be very careful you do not slip, but that is the key to beating this level. Make sure you can tell where a safe distance would be and time it perfectly so you can jump across. Oh, that was very close. And make sure you do not die. As you can see, we can run across. Oh, and that was very close, but we made it. That's actually the first time out of all my testing that I've done this first try. Now, we're just going to move across here. Nothing too difficult. Nothing too difficult. Just regular jumps right here. You can sprint if you want to. You don't even need to sprint, but you can if you want to. These little points here are just to catch you, just in case you do fall, so that you could do something like this, and you'll still make it. And you just jump over to here, and we just jump across here through these little lava rocks, and we have one last bit of this very tricky puzzle. So remember to line it up perfectly, remember where it starts and where it stops, and then sprint jump all the way over, and there we go. You have completed red SSD. Just collect the rainbow shard, and there you go. Now, let's move on to yellow SSD. So as you see, this is like one of my top favorite designs in the levels. It's a desert with a bunch of cactuses, really mirroring the yellow SSD whole theme. And as you can see, you can just ride a dirt bike, and you'll be able to go. Now, just a reminder, this sign, while you can dance, nothing will happen yet. If you click interact, it will respawn the bikes, just in case they get a bit stuck, or you die and they just don't respawn for some reason. So, what you're going to need to do, remember, to jump, you need to hold the jump button. The longer you hold down, the higher up and the further you'll go. Just in case you don't get a run up, it's just to be safe. Now, you must dodge these boulders. Make sure they do not hit you. Gotta be very, very careful, but you'll be able to make through it just like that. Now, for this next part, do not touch the cactus. Do not touch the rocks. You must stay away from them and dodge them. It's very easy to do, and you shouldn't be there.
Oh my!
So now, for this, you're gonna need to dodge the death barrier in the same way. It shouldn't be too bad. Make sure you dodge the cars so you don't get stuck, and you'll maybe be able to make it. But you can collect the rainbow shard, and it's easy as can be. Now, we have definitely my favorite level of the entire death run, green SSD. And here we are. We are down in the sewers, and this is the map. And if you look down, I did it so cool. So there's a Fortnite skin, which I believe looks almost identical to the character design of Green. Like, it just looks perfect. I thought it would fit the down in the sewers, arms will drag you down, make you drown, and it's just, look at him. So for this one, this will use the massive jumps a lot, so just follow my lead. This is a trick. If you try running into this, the arms will drag you down and they will make you drown. I just wanted to kind of show that the sewer has been deteriorated, has been destroyed. You're going to go through these green pipes, jump up to here. You're going to want to run and jump. I believe you can still make it. You cannot make it just regular jumping. unless you mantle. If you don't know, mantling is when you jump and you press space on the edge of a platform. Now we're going to make it over to here, just like that. Ignoring all of the toxic hands. Move over to here. Oh, now one thing you will have to do is wait for your sprint to recharge. I was thinking about adding more sprint, but I think it adds to the difficulty where you need to wait and not just go straight into it, and to time it perfectly so you have enough sprint to make the level. Jump onto these coffins, and then I wanted to have where you just jumped on these branches, but the collision is awful, so hey. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump over to here, run, sprint, and do your long jump by holding the jump button while you press W, and then make it over to here, and then jump onto this pipe here. You might need to mantle, and you've done it. You have completed green SSD, and that's it done. Now moving over to the left, we have the last two levels. We're going to start with blue. Here we go. So it might take a second for everything to load in, but as you can see, we have a nice blue ocean. So what you want to do is pick up a jetpack, and you're going to want to follow my lead. So if you just hold and then let go of the jump button, you'll be able to make it perfectly by just holding for a few seconds and letting go, holding, and you will be able to make it. Then you got to wait a few seconds for this bar on the jetpacks to fill up, and you can go again. Now, if you notice, the tree light in the middle will tell you when the fuel is about to run out. We get over to here, as you can see, they will start flashing, and you'll hear that bam, 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 which will tell you, be careful. Now we're going to want to come over to this one again. Hold, let go, hold, let go, hold, let go, just like that, so you get the most distance with the most fuel, and you'll make it easy enough. Now there is a shortcut, you can go from there, but if you want to do the level as it's intended, then you can go this way. But just know, for speedrunners, you are able to, you know. Which also reminds me, I want to do a little contest. I want to see who can complete this map the fastest. So if you complete the map the fastest, tag me at Loxyy was taken on Twitter, a picture of you in the final area with a timer telling how fast you've completed this entire death run. Let's continue, enough yapping. If we move over to here, just like that, hold and let go so you can get the most out of your distance. So now we're going to make it to final cloud. This is the furthest away, so you're just going to want to make sure that you make it. I don't think I'm going to make this. I don't think I'm going to make this. Ooh, I just about made it. So if you're careful, you will make this. So now what you're going to do, as you can see, you cannot actually activate the crystal. You must give in your jetpack, and then you'll be able to collect the rainbow shard, just like so. Now I want, for any of you little cheaters, if you try and go back in, collect a jetpack, and use your single remote to go back to lobby, you won't be able to. But now let's move on to white SSD, which probably is my least favorite just because of the restraints I've had. Here we go. So the barrier devices are glitched. I wanted to have this be a galaxy level, as the kind of, as song goes, we're freckle in the Milky Way, but we're bright. Those kind of lyrics. So here we have the staircase of the rainbow, which it is a bit, you know, but I did what I could. So you're gonna need to jump across here, then jump over to here, jump up here to this piece, and here. Now this is the finale of Flash vs. Deathrun. I just thought, since with the lyrics, how it goes, take off through the black, purple, red, yellow, green, and blue, I thought, well, let's replicate this by having parts of all the levels at the end of this death run. Now, yes, I know this wasn't really much of a challenge. It might get changed in the future. Now, let's continue. Let's go through the tiles of black. Just simple jumps. But you might need to mantle. You can sprint jump here, which will get you across safely. If you don't overshoot it there. Now, these are a bit tricky. The trees are purple. You're going to need to land in the middle. See where the tree stump is? You need to land in the middle. The bush doesn't fit the entire hitbox, so you need to make sure that you're hitting the hitbox of the actual tree itself. Move over, you can mantle onto this, and then you step onto this tree, jump onto here, sprint jump over to there, onto this last bit here, and now we have the tiles of red. So the same as before, do not stand still, jump across to here, and then that's it. Now you will have the boulders from yellow. You just need to make sure it doesn't hit you, because if it does, you will die. And then onto the sludge of green, jump across here, and then collect the jetpack of blue all the way to the rainbow. This one is much easier, but there we go. And now, same thing, trade in your jetpack to unlock the rainbow shard, and just like that, you have completed FlashDrive the Deathrun. That is the entire map and how to complete it. Now, there are secrets. There is one secret in every single level. If you want to find them on your own, please click off this video. If you want to see the different secrets and how to get them, or maybe you're stuck, keep watching. So let's start off with the secret for black. So you're going to want to come back in and you're going to want to go into the doors of destruction. That's the only way to be able to get the secret, is if you go into this part of the level. You're going to want to turn to the right and you're going to have to move to the very corner. And if you tilt your camera, you will see there is a wall. If you jump over the wall, interact, and you've gotten the first secret. It is literally right near spawn. Just go to the corner. Now, you can complete the level, or you can just click the left mouse button, or whatever your aim button is, to go back to the hub. Now, let's move on to purple. So for this one, you need to go to the very end of the level. There are 2 levels which you need to 100% complete in order to get the secret. One of them is purple. So just make your way through, and what you'll want to do, you want to swim to here, and you're going to see this bush on the left. Right here, right next to the shard, it will be right in here. You can see it just in here. Click interact, and you will have it. And you might as well just click the rainbow shard, and that is number 2. Now, move on to red. You might have seen this at the start of the video, but what you're going to want to do, the exact same position as black, turn to the right, and behind this flame is the secret. Now, yes, it is very out there. I'm not going to change it. Click it, and you have gotten the secret. That is 3 out of 7. Now, no, once the deluxe tracks come out, this puzzle will be extended to 10 secrets. I will do a video finding the remaining 3 once that update comes out for my map. Now let's move on to yellow. So this one is the second and other level where you must complete the entire map. So as you can see, if you've completed this level, that bike will not be there. All you gotta do, click C and it will respawn. Now I do want to say there might be a glitch where the boulders will have this texture. Once again, that is nothing I can do. That's just a Fortnite thing. I see some of them have the texture, some of them don't. I don't know how to fix it. It really shouldn't be like that. As you can see, I forgot that happened. So yeah, this is a bit glitchy. I don't know how to fix it, but if you exit your bike, you will get teleported all the way back to the very start. So that's the thing, you cannot run this, because if you try to run it and get off your bike, you will be sent right back to the start. Now, one thing I do want to say, sometimes, as you can see, the floor does get destroyed. I don't know how to fix that. Then, so you come across here, park up your bike, and you will see this little sandcastle right here. And you have to dig down, using a shovel, dig down, and you will be in this underground area. As you can see, the secret is right here. Just click it, and you're good to go. Now all you gotta do is come up to this ladder, click leave, and you'll be brought right back to where you were. No progress lost. Just click collect the rainbow shard, and you are good to go. Now on to green, which, fun fact, this was the first secret I implemented out of the entirety of them. This is the first one I planned. What you're going to do, come across to the point I show you. You're going to want to come to this pipe over here. So the best way to do it is to jump over to this section and line yourself up with this part right here and hold jump, and you will get across. So you can enter into the pipes, and we have this little area where someone is hiding. So all you gotta do, collect the shard and enter back through the pipes. It appears it doesn't work. Another thing I need to fix. So what you're gonna need to do is click your signal remote and come back to spawn. Now moving on to blue. This one, you don't even need to do anything. All you gotta do, turn around and go behind here. It is right at the spawn, right here. Click the signal remote and click back into the spawn. And now for the final secret, white. As you can see, once again, our trusty little shovel will be right here. All you gotta do is dig down, once again, in an underground area, and you'll find the final secret. Just click your signal remote and come back. One thing you can do, actually, you can click this ladder here, click leave, and this actually works. And you can see we have rainbow, and you'll be able to interact with it. And you'll be teleported to the secret area. Now, for a bit of lore, this is actually the spawn of my first FlashDrive Deathrun from 2020. And I've changed it to be all worn out and grown. And yeah, this is just a kind of bit of a personal bit of lore. Come the deluxe update with silver, bronze, and gold, I will be adding much more to this. There will be an entire rainbow level. Just for now, I thought I would keep it as this, something simple. And what you're going to want to do is you can just have a look, explore around. You can just have a look. All these levels are functional. There was supposed to be fire here. Where did the fire go? But as you can see, there are these diamonds. It's the exact same as the secrets. You're going to need to collect all 7 of these in order to unlock something secret. So the first one was very easy there. I will probably add a flame barrier. So that's the first one right there. Then let's just start with black. The red is the first one you'll probably find. Now we're going to go in order. So this one is quite simple. You just need to run across here, down this hallway. So collect the shard, boom, and you're going to need to go right back. Now for the next one, we have purple. So for this, it was originally supposed to be a trivia where there'd be 3 different questions and you'd have to enter these doors and hope that you get the right answer. You just want to come to the left and the shard will be right here. And then you see just how deteriorated and how all these floors have fallen. There's moss everywhere. By the way, I don't want anyone saying that was what it was like back then. I wanted it to just be 100% accurate. I could have changed it, but I did just... Now let's move on to yellow. Yes, it's orange. They don't have yellow prefabs for some reason. They only have this orange. So just use your imagination. Come through here. And as you see, this has been blocked off. It was much longer in the original, but again, the lore was that just the whole thing collapsed in on itself. Collect the yellow. Now let's move on to green. This one is an impulse level. This one was a bit tricky. So you're going to want to grab the impulses and you're going to want to impulse along. Just like so. Yeah, but you got to be very careful not to overshoot. You're going to want to go through just like that. If you need to, come to the very edge so that you do not overshoot. Move over to here. And then this is very tricky. You need to time this perfectly so that you can shockwave up. It's very difficult. Very difficult. But this was something that I could have done back in the day. And this was a very popular jump that you could have done. And just like that, you will make it. So yeah, and once again, you cannot connect this unless you give your shockwaves back. And then you can collect. And I'll tell you put it straight back just for convenience. Now, let's move on to blue. Mind the floor right here. And you'll have to jump across this platformer. Once again, this is exactly what it was like back then, but I kind of had some of the platforms fall to kind of show that this whole place has been around for years. I mean, technically, this part... I didn't know I could do that. This, has been kind of inactive for 5 years, abandoned. So I wanted to kind of show that. And so you just jump across these and jump across there. Kind of did an effect where it looks like the board is broken in half. But as you see, we have a blue crystal diamond and we can collect it and boom. Now I want you to pay attention to something. Pay attention to this wall right here. Pay attention to how this looks. Because once we're done with white, it's going to be very different. So this is a speed level. So you're going to want to jump across. Just that. It's very easy. Very easy. Very short. Boom. Just like that. Easy. Now, as you can see, the whole place has collapsed. This has fallen. You shouldn't be there. You should be over there. But ignoring that, as you can see, we can move right in here. And we have a dark tunnel. And you're going to have to make your way through. So I'm going to tell you, you're just going to want to walk straight until you feel that your character can't anymore. And see, you'll stop like that. Then you're going to want to turn right. Move right. Keep running. And you will find this door right here. You're going to want to open the door. And you'll enter this room. This is a attempt at making Will's office. Obviously, it's his old version of the office. And as you can see, you can complete the rainbow. And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you have completed the FlashDrive SSD Deathrun. This has been incredible to make. I'm so happy I'm finally able to release this. But this is the end. This is it. There's nothing more to this map yet. There will be more in the future. I want to give a massive shout out to Wardock, who is one of the DAGames Discord server moderators, for getting me permission to post this. That is FlashDrive SSD Deathrun 100% complete. Play the map by using this code right here. Go to Discovery and type in this code right here, or go to the link in the description, and it will take you straight into the map itself. This has been incredible to make. This has been something I wanted to do for years. I'm so glad that it's able to be out here, and I hope you all do enjoy it. Remember, in about a week, maybe 2 weeks time, there will be another update bringing these final 3 levels into the game. But until then, you have the base flash drive levels to go through. So we're going to end it there. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are new, please do subscribe. Notifications, hit the bell. Make sure to subscribe Loxyy. Subscribe Loxyy Plus. Subscribe Loxyy on air. Follow me on Twitter at Loxyy. Follow us on Twitter at Loxyy Official. Follow me on Blue Sky at loxy.bsky.social. Join the Discord server, linked in the description, and get your notification rolls. Remember to use my code L0XYY in the Fortnite item shop if you want to support me. Also search up that exact code in Discovery to find all my maps. Check out my FlashDrive SSD reactions with the new playlist on screen. Go subscribe to DAGames. Go listen to FlashDrive SSD, available now on digital stores. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Loxyy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Strike your fist harder, make this a remedy. Tonight they won't know it. Finish out this melody.